So what are some other things besides speaking? And I know that there's a specific children's program associated with hospice, right? You want to tell us about that?
Well, that's my greatest love, and that's called the CAP Camp, Children's Assistance Program. We have counselors who work with the families, with the small children, who are usually very confused when there's someone sick or there's a death in the family. They try and work their way through it with our counselors. We have a number of camps a year. We have a 3-day camp, starts Friday afternoon, goes through Sunday afternoon over at Lakewood Retreat. The kids are bussed over and stay in cabins with adults in each cabin and with counselors to help them all the way through. There are a number of activities that are fun, and then there are a number of activities that are thought-provoking and emotional to help them work through their feelings. Last year I think we had about 70 kids, and we have about that many volunteers and counselors as well.
Okay, so that's really a big program. How many times a year do you offer that for the
We
kids?
only do that once a year. Every March we do it.
Okay.
It's very rewarding. The kids come without knowing any of the other children there, but they have formed wonderful bonds by the time they're done with the 3 days. They've got a new best friend. They've got drawings and so forth that they have used to express their feelings, and they take those home with them. One of the greatest things that they do is have a plaster mask that's life-size, and some of them have a frown, some of them have a smile. The kids paint them as a form of expression, as a form of their emotional outlets, and the designs are just absolutely amazing sometimes. Some of them are quite artistic, some of them are not, but they are all very meaningful.
So there's people that have developed a curriculum, so to speak, for the camps that really know how to deal with kids going through these stages of grief, and they know how to help them through fun activities as well as, like you say, thought-provoking exercises or counseling sessions. So it's a good way to, after the 3 days, they're dealing with their situation a lot better.
That's right. The last night, Saturday night, we have a ceremony down by the lake that's got torches and luminaries in the area. It's very pretty on the lakeside. The kids get a chance to go through what might be the funeral for them, because sometimes the children have not been allowed to go to the funeral, and this gives them a sense of closure, gives them a sense of not being the only person in the world who is experiencing these emotions. Lots of times when you're 13 years old, you just know that no one else has suffered the way that you are currently suffering.
You feel very alone.
Yes, very alone. And all of a sudden that they realize that they're part of something that's bigger, and they gain a lot of strength from that.
Right. What are the age ranges of the kids that can go to this camp?
For that particular camp, it's usually 10 to about 15, 14, 15. We have day camps for the younger kids, and that is there's 4 of them in different, 4 or 5 of them, depends on, in different parts of the counties that we cover. For that camp, they are just dropped off by their parents, and we do many same projects or address the same issues, but on a slightly different level, because they're a lot younger and it's not as intensive. One of the things that's very important to all the children is making a memory box. It's a lot like a shoe box, and they get to cover it with paper, put all sorts of decorations on it. They usually glue a picture of their family member who has died on the top of the box and stick little hearts and sparkles and write things on it, so forth. And that is very important to them. And sometimes the children have that box years later because they take it home and they can put meaningful things inside that box that will remind them of the person they love.
Right, that's very important that they deal with those issues and those emotions. Even if a family has lost someone, say, a year or 2 ago, and they still feel like their child has not come to grips with it and is not really dealing with it, they can still participate in this camp? I mean, it doesn't matter how long ago the death occurred, or?
Well, That's probably not for me to answer.
Okay.
We have professional counselors who work with children, and they're the ones who make the decision as to whether the child is ready to go to the camp.
It's a case-by-case basis.
It's a case-by-case basis.
Okay.
That's
But they can
right.
call and get more information about the camp by dialing that number, that the 597-1882.
Right, and they, if they go to the camp, it means that they have been having counseling through our counselors
Okay.
before the camp.
Okay.
It's not something where you would just go to the camp.
I see. Okay. Well, that's important.
Yes.
Is there anything else about what you do, Paula, that you'd like to talk about in terms of your volunteer duties?
Well, I love working with my fellow volunteers. They bring a wide range of knowledge and experiences, and a wide range of talent to hospice. I can't think of anything that we would need that we can't find, where we can't find a volunteer who can do it.
There's such a wealth of knowledge and information and resources.
We
They're
have
just a wonderful thing to have.
We have, what, 400 volunteers? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Right.
So with 400 volunteers just in this county,
Yeah, it's amazing.
is that the whole county?
That's East and West Hernando.
Mary Kay, I know that I've talked before about the Christmas program that hospice celebrates called the Tree of Life. You want to talk
Right.
about that just for a second?
Well, we have every year we have the Tree of Life, and in this county we have the trees are set up at our care center, our hospice house, and at our team office. And we get a lot of mail-ins. We have a large mailing that goes out around Thanksgiving, and the mailing goes out to our volunteers, to family members that we've served over the years, and then people can either send in donations, and they sponsor an ornament, and then we put the ornament on the trees. And again, we have volunteers that pretty much run that program.
Right.
And they can also walk in to any one of our buildings and purchase, or not purchase, but sponsor an ornament.
So it's a nice way to give to hospice as
It
well
is.
as recognize a loved one.
Right. And they can go ahead and put the ornament on the tree.
Okay.
I just had a gentleman the other day that came in, and this is another way our volunteers or staff can hear stories. He was crying as he was putting his ornament on the tree, and I got to hear his story. So it's a very worthwhile project.
I'm sure your job is very rewarding too.
It is. I get to work with volunteers who don't have to be there, but who are there. So.
Well, Hospice is a wonderful organization, and if anyone would like to know more about HPH Hospice, you can visit their website or give them a call locally at 597-1882. And you can learn more about how to volunteer. They even have a special teen volunteer program, right?
We do.
For teenagers?
Yes.
So thank you, ladies, so much for being here and telling us more about hospice. And Paula, congratulations on your award.
Thank
That's
you.
a wonderful accomplishment.
Thank you very much.
We're very proud of you.
Thank you.
And have fun at the awards program.
I'm looking forward to it.
Mary Kay, thank you for being here as well.
You're welcome.
And thank you for watching Focus on Hernando. We've been talking with representatives from HPH Hospice today. And if you would like more information about this program, you can contact us here at Government Broadcasting at 540-6777. Thank you for watching.